Assalamu alaikum, Shalom Aleichem, Sitnam, and I welcome you all. Today I decided to speak on the topic human heart, and for me personally that topic is one of the most beautiful topics, so I hope indeed that you will find something interesting about it too. So for a long time scientists were convinced that brain is the main organ which is controlling our body, our heart, our decisions, our emotions. And do we all not know something like, yeah, my head told me, but my heart it just want to do it? Or I can tell you something from my own experience, is that as I was a child, I used to make decisions only and only with my heart. And as I grew up, my parents, my teachers, my friends surrounding were always telling me, you have to grow up, and to being grown up person, it belongs that you make your decisions with your head. And as I grew up, I learned how to do those decisions with your head. And really, I have to tell you, all the time I made just wrong decisions. And today I just forget that I have a head when it comes to decisions. And I just go back to my heart. And really, thanks the Lord, I made the right decisions since then. So today, the scientists were finally able to find out something what the most of enlightened people were telling us for centuries or for thousands of years now, is that the main center of our body is the human heart. What scientists found is that our heart has so much neuron cells on its own, which are sending informations to our brain. And what's really interesting is that the brain has to listen what the heart tells, and other way around, if the brain sends information to the heart does not just blindly follow those information. It can refuse, it can listen, or there's something in between. So the heart is the main center of bringing our decision, of our emotions, and of our being. So what happens then actually when we have a case of a pregnant woman who has two hearts in her body? Well, it's important also to say that human heart has a magnetic field of which is 5,000 miles stronger than a magnetic field of brain. So it's certain that a heart has a much bigger influence of the brain than other way around. And don't forget that our heart is the only organ which is pulsating. So it means that decisions which are made with our heart, emotions or our state, will reach every millimeter of our body in a seconds. So if we have two hearts in one body, it's so that they will influence each other. The both magnetic fields of the hearts will influence each other, but who has influence on whom? The baby on the mother, or the mother on the baby? I will say both. And the mother can influence the baby positive as well as a negative. It depends how does a mother live. And if the baby can only make a good influences on the mother, because the heart of the baby, as well as the children after the birth, is heart of the conscious human being, which is surrendered to the creator, and it can only feel what is good. So if the mother lives conscious and does that only which is good for her and for her child, it's the most probable that the hearts will find their rhythms, which would support each other. But if the mother is living, which I like to say, destructive, it might be that the heart of the baby would feel that what's negative and will send some kind of the warnings to the heart of the mother, which result in the changing of the mood of the mother. So we have in the pregnancy so-called pregnancy depression, which could cause that the mother is being suddenly sad, she cries suddenly, she gets angry or depressed. And although those expressions of emotions seems to be negative, what really happens is so positive, and it happens that the baby is sending warning signals to the mother, saying her, wake up, here happens something wrong, so please change what you do. And often happens that the mothers go to the doctors and they ask for the help and for advices, and no one, but really no one today from the doctors will say to the mother, please change the way of your life, meditate, do some prayers, go from your head to your heart, see what's wrong. They will tell you something about visiting your physiotherapist or taking some certain medicines, or even thinking about breaking up the pregnancy if it leads you to your limit. So what I can tell you, if you are going through some kind of depression in your pregnancy, please just go from your head to your heart, meditate, see where's the problem, and just try to change the way of your actions, and immediately it will lead to the change in your emotions and the way the pregnancy goes. So another thing is that, which no one maybe speaks about, is that if this kind of destructive way of the living of the mother continues, is that the baby makes on its own will stop of the heart. So we have it also later on after the birth, that there is a sudden death of the child, and a lot of the time it's spoken that no one knows what's causing those kind of death. And I'm sure, because the body is healthy, there's nothing what tells us that the body might be wrong or sick. This kind of a death is spiritual death, and when the heart stops, the whole body is dying. So, and we know, for in an example from Buddha, is that he was able, or because he was enlightened and he knew what the heart means, and he had a control over his life, over his soul. He said goodbye to his companions, and he went behind one tree, and he was ready to die. And one man came to him, and he needed immediately a really huge advice. So the students or the followers of the Buddha told him, no, he's already dead. And what happened is that Buddha felt that need of that man, and he came back. So this control of our being and our life in connection, of course, with our Lord, should not be ignored, because the Lord is with those who are conscious and in prayer, and the heart of the babies is clean and it's with his Lord. So if the baby feel oppressed and sad and so on, it's most certain that if the baby prays that it's saved and released, that it might happen. So please, if you're pregnant, or if you're nursing or raising the children, sofort, Schatzi, Kinder, sofort. Please think about the way you are living and do some good things for your heart. Go back from your head to your heart. As one of the really wise men told, just forget that you have any head. Okay, not in whole, just sometimes. And I will share just one last thing with you in this video, which I remembered right now, is that if you do so in your pregnancy, is that you will feel the slightest change in the motion of your baby, and what might be wrong, what might be not wrong, and you will be able to bring the best decisions. What I told you about listening to your inner voice. And you know what happened to me while giving the birth with my second child is that as I went and they put again these machines to measure the pains and so on, happened something extraordinarily, and it's that the heart of my child started always to get faster before the pain started. So the scientists also do not know what causes the pain or the birth, but I'm telling you that it's the baby's heart. It sends the decision that it's ready, that it wants to go out to the body of the mother. So the body of the mother is now influenced from the heart of the baby, and it just makes what the heart of the baby says. So in this case, baby says, hey, make some pains and I want to get out. So if you're ready for the birth and the baby is ready, then it will happen. As long as you try to control the birth, it will not happen. Just let your child be ready, and it will send informations to your body that everything is ready for it. So go back from your head to your heart and try to communicate with your child in the womb, which is really possible, and have a nice pregnancy then. Till the next time, I'm very happy to send you greetings of the peace and to pray that you all be conscious as possible and be in a state of the peace as much as possible. Stay healthy, and till next time, Assalamu alaikum, Shalom aleichem, and Satnam.